Hello students. Today I'll talk about tree data structures. So this is another important data structures in computer science. You already have learned so many data structures. You have learned array list, linked list, then we have seen queue, stack, and several data structures. So now we'll talk about tree data structures. So when you will work in industry or you will work in some other, institutions, probably you need to code a lot of, a lot of programs, and in those programs to maintain data, you might need to handle tree. So let's start tree data structures. So the difference between tree data structures and what you have learned so far is that tree data structure is non-linear or hierarchical. So what is non-linear? So far you have seen that arrays or linked list. So if we talk about the linked list, so linked list basically uh, have some reference to the following node. So all nodes has one following node, and double linked list has two reference. One is backward node, one is for backward node, and another one is for forward node. But never we had in a linked list that a node has two forward node. So so that's why linked list is linear. So it's always having one forwarding node. So but when we talk about the tree, so tree is non-linear because a node might have multiple forward node. You can see that this is a tree structures, so we'll talk about in details why it calls tree. Before jumping to the in details of the tree, just try to understand what is the difference between linked list and the tree. So in linked list we have seen that we have several nodes, and each node having only one forwarding node. So here you can see that these circles are nodes in tree. So these circles are node in tree, but each node might have several or multiple forwarding node. So you can see that this node has three forwarding node. So this node coming to this node also coming to this node also coming to this node. That means that a node have might have multiple uh, no forwarding nodes. So that's why it's a non-linear. So you can see that these node generate these three nodes, and these three nodes generate another three nodes. So this one is for this one, and this one generating two nodes, and these three nodes generating another three nodes. These three nodes generating another two nodes and nodes. So that means a single node that is top of the tree generating several nodes. So this is kind of a one example, simple examples. It could be possible that a node can have probably have hundreds of node, hundreds of forwarding node, and those hundred of forwarding node probably generate thousands of nodes. So it could be possible. So that's why it's called non-linear. And this is hierarchical. So why this one, we'll talk about that one later. So before that, instead of having one successor, a node in a tree can have multiple successor that we have discussed right now. So these are the successor of these node, these three nodes are successor of these node. So and it always have one predecessor. So that means, so although these node have several forwarding node or several successor, but all node has at most one predecessor. You can see that this node has one predecessor, this node has one predecessor, this node has one predecessor. However, this node doesn't have any predecessor because this is special node. This is a basically called a root node, so root of that tree. So it doesn't have any predecessor. So we'll talk about several things yeah, of this tree. So the basic thing is that this is a non-linear, and in the tree a node might have several successor, but it must have at most one predecessor. So except the root node is different, so root doesn't have any predecessor. So let's talk about some terminology of tree. So the node at the top of a tree is called root. So this is a tree. If you consider this is a tree, and this one is a root node. So which one is a root node? The node at the top of a tree is called a root. So this one is the top node of this tree, that's why it's called root. The difference between root node and other node is that the root node doesn't have any predecessor. However, all those node has predecessor. This one has predecessor, this one has predecessor, this one, and this one is a predecessor, this one. So the top node of the tree is a root node. The links from a node to its successor are called branches. So you can see that there are edges between different nodes. So this one is a one edge, this one is a one edge, and this one is a one edge. So these edges basically called branches. The links from a node, so this is a link. The links from a node to its successor are called branches. So we call these are the branches. Then the successor of a node are called children. The successor of a node, so there are some this if you consider uh, this one is a parent node. So if you consider the last one also, the predecessor of a node is called parent node. So we know that this is a predecessor and these are towards successor of this node. So you can call them, these two are children of this node. And so since these are the children of this node, then you can call this node as a parent. Similarly, if you talk about these portions, so this one is a child of this node, so you can call that this one is a parent of this node. This one is a child of this node, and this one is a parent of this node. So so far in this slide we have seen that this is a root node, this is top node of the tree is a root node. All the links between nodes are called branches, and the nodes which is a successor of another node is called child of that node, and the node that is a predecessor of one node, that is a called parent of that node. Now each node in a tree has exactly one parent except for the root node. So it's similar to the predecessor concept. So we know that each node has at most one predecessor. So similarly, we can say that each node has exactly one parent except for the root node. Root node doesn't have predecessor. Similarly, we can say that root node doesn't have any parent. So otherwise, all the node has exactly one parent other than root node. Then nodes that have the same parent are called siblings. So this is the concept of our family. What we have seen that uh, if we know that my brother and sister has the same parent that we have, so that's why we call siblings. So we call siblings. Similarly, these two nodes have the same parent. So dog is a parent of cat and wolf, so we can say that cat and wolf are siblings. So saying the nodes that have the same parent, we call them sibling. A node that has no children is a leaf node. So what are the leaf node? Leaf node is which doesn't have any children or doesn't have any child, then you can call them leaf. So you can see that this node has a child, so this is not a leaf node. This node has a child, so this is not a leaf node. This is a node that doesn't have any child, so you can call this node as a child. So yeah, sorry, leaf node. Similarly, this node doesn't have any child, so you can call that leaf node. So leaf nodes are also known as external nodes and other are internal nodes. So if you consider the definition of external nodes and internal nodes, so the leaf nodes basically are called external nodes because these nodes are, the outs, the almost last part of the tree, so of each branches. That's why it's called external nodes. Other than leaf nodes, all are called internal nodes. So here, dog and cat nodes are, internal node, and canine and wolf are, external node because these two are uh, yeah, external nodes because these two are leaves. A generalizations of the parent-child relationship is ancestor and descendant relationships. So what is ancestor and descendant relationships? So when we talk about the relationship between parent and child relationships, so we know that this is a parent and these are the two children of this parent. So we can call them ancestor descendant relationships. So we know that dog is the ancestor, and its descendants are cat and wolf, and canine also is a descendant of dog because canine parent is a cat and cat parent is a dog. So you can say that the dog descendants are cats and canine. Similarly, dog descendant is wolf also. So this basically create a relationship is called ancestor descendant relationships. Say here is there is an example. For examples, if a node A is the parent of node B, which is a parent of node C, the node A is node C's ancestor, and node C is node A's descendant. So similarly, what we had saying that, so dog is a parent of cat and cat is a parent of canine. So you can say that dog is a ancestor of canine, and the canine is a descendant of dog. So this is the concept of ancestor descendant relationship. So what about the root node? The root node is an ancestor of every other node. So since a root node doesn't have any predecessor, so it doesn't have any ancestor, it doesn't have any parent, so that's why it calls, it basically generate all other nodes. So you can call them root node is a ancestor of every other node. So dog is a ancestor of cat, wolf, and canine. So and all other three nodes, so canine, cat, wolf, all are descendant of dog. What is subtree? Subtree of a node is a tree whose root is a child of that node. So for example, so when how we define a subtree? For example, a dog node has two subtree. So this one is one subtree, that cat and canine, and this one is other subtree wolf. So the definition subtree says that a subtree of a node is a tree whose root is a child of that node. So subtree of a node, a subtree, so this one is a subtree of a node, so of a dog node is another tree. So this is another tree whose root, so cat is a root of this subtree, is a child of that node. So cat is a child of dog node. So you can say that dog has a two subtree. One is this one, and the root of this subtree. So root of this subtree is a cat, which is the child of dog. And similarly, if you talk about this subtree also, wolf is a another subtree, which is a which node. So the wolf is a root itself of this subtree, which is a child of dog. So this is the definitions of subtree. A tree might have several subtree. So even this one is a subtree, this one is a subtree of dog, and you can call that canine is a subtree of cat, and canine is a which is a root itself of the subtree, and which is a child of that cat, cat. So a tree might have several subtree. The say subtree of a node is a tree, so which root is a child of that node. So in order to manipulate and in order to access tree, probably we might need to know several more definitions. So say for example several definitions. We have seen some terminology and we need to know some other more. Say for examples, the level. The level is some definitions. When we want to access or manipulate tree, we might need to know about the level. So what is level? The level of a node is a measure of its distance from the root, and it is defined recursively as follows. So for example, so what is the level of a node? So we understand from this example, these are the nodes. So how do you find that what is the level of these nodes? So what is the level of this node, what is the level of this node, what is the level of this node, and what is the level of this node? So we need to find out level of this node. So the definition says that the level of node is a measure of its distance from the root. So that means the level of this node is a distance from the root node from this node. The level of this node is a distance from the root node to this node. So this is how to calculate the level. So we'll have some definitions, formal definition how to calculate level. But the main thing is that the level of a node is basically distance of the node to the root. So here the formal definition is that if node n is the root of the tree t, then its level is 1. So this one is a root node. So the level should be 1. So the first line is saying that, so if the node n is the root of the tree, then its level is 1. So since this one is a root node, that's why its level is 1. This one is not a root node, this one is not root node, this one is not root node. So that's why this level will be different. How do you calculate the level of the root? So if the node is a root, then we can say that level is 1. If node n is not root of the tree, then the level is 1 plus the level of its parent. So level is 1 plus the level of its parents. It's kind of a recursive definitions. So how do you calculate level? Say we understand the root node level is 1, and if you want to calculate level of this node, so the definition says that in order to calculate level, so you should calculate 1 plus the level of its parent node. So if you want to calculate level, so that means 1 plus level of its parent node. What is its parent? Parent is dog. We know that the level of dog is 1. So level of parent's node plus 1. So 1 plus 1, because parent node has level 1, and this node, in order to calculate the level of these nodes, we have to calculate in that way: 1 plus parent node levels. So parent node level is 1, and so its level is 1 plus 1 equal to 2. Similarly, what is the level of this node? So 1 plus its parents level. So its parents level is 1, and plus 1, that makes 2. So level of cat is 2, level of wolf is 2, and level of dog is 1. Now if you want to calculate this one, so it's saying that in order to calculate this one, you have to follow in that way. So 1 plus and its parents level. So its parents level is 2 because we already calculate that level of cat is 2. So canine level would be 1 plus 2, 1 plus, and its parents level is 2. So that's why level of canine is 3. So we found that level of root node always 1, and level of other node is 1 plus its parent level. So this one is 2, this one is 2, this one is 3. So this is just the terminology saying that the level of node is measure of distance from the root. So if you go to the formal definition, if node n is the root of the tree t, then its level is 1. If it is not root node, then level is of that node should be 1 plus the level of its parents. So this is the way how can we calculate. So if you have tree, so if you go to this your our previous tree, so for examples, if you want to calculate level of this node, the level of this node, so you need to calculate all those all the level of these nodes, then you can calculate this one. We know that the level of this node is 1, then level of this node is 1 plus 1 equal to 2, then level of this node will be 1 plus 2 equal to 3, the level of this node equal to 1 plus 3 equal to 4, then level of this node will be 1 plus 4 equal to 5, and level of this node will be 1 plus 5 equal to 6. So you can see that the level of this node is 6. So you can count the node 1 2 3 4 5 6. If you follow the single path, then you can see that this is a level 6, 1 2 3 4 5 6. So this is the way how you can calculate level of a tree. Now the next terminology is called height. How do you calculate height of a tree? So the height of a tree is the number of nodes if the longest path from the root node to a leaf node. So you have to find the longest path of a tree, then you can count the number of nodes of that longest path, then you can find the height. So if you go to the previous tree, so in this tree there are a lot of paths. You can see that this one is a one path, this one is a one path, this one is another path, this one is another path, this one is another path, then this one is another path, and this one is another path. So what is the longest path? The longest path is this one. Okay, so now if you find the longest path, then you can calculate, you can count the number of nodes of this longest path, then you can find the height. So this is the definition is saying, so the height of a tree is the number of nodes if the longest path in the longest path of a root node to a leaf. So another way to saying that if tree is empty, then height is 0. Say for example, you don't have any node, in the tree, then you can say that the height of the tree is 0. If tree is not empty, then its height is the maximum depth of its node. So maximum depth is the same thing as saying that what is the maximum depth of the tree? The maximum depth is these things. So the height of the tree is if tree is not empty, then its height is the maximum depth of its node. So alternatively, we can calculate in that way. Alternative definition of the height of a tree is the number of branches in the longest path from the root node to a leaf node plus 1. So we can calculate the height by counting the branches and then finally add 1 to that count of the branches, then we can find the height. So this saying that the number of branches in the longest path from the root node to the leaf node plus 1. So if you calculate the branches over here, so we know that this one is the longest path, so we can calculate branches. This one branch, 2 branch, 3 branch, 4 branch, 5 branch. So 5 branch plus 1 equal to 6. So you can get the same results. So we count number of nodes over here, 1 2 3 4 5 6. So height is 6. If we count number of branches, 1 2 3 4 5 plus 1, it also giving 6. So this is the way how to calculate the height. So we another way is that we have seen that the height of the maximum depth of the node of its node is basically a height. So this is the way how we can calculate height. So these all are, terminology of tree. So uh, tree is, so far we have seen that tree might have several successor. So, and it has exactly one predecessor other than root. Now we are talking about binary tree. So in a binary tree is a kind of a tree. A binary tree is a kind of a tree. Each node has at most two subtree. If that means here in the binary tree you never have more than two children, so or more than two successor. So in our previous example we have seen that a node might have several successor. It can be three, it can be four, it can be hundreds, it can be thousands successor. But in a binary tree you never have more than two successor, or you never have more than two subtree. So this is kind of a tree, but it has some restrictions. So formal definition says that a set of node 2 is a binary tree if either of the following is true. So you can call a tree is a binary tree if one of them is true. If T is empty, if tree is empty, so if there is no any node, then you can call them is a binary tree because it doesn't have more than two children. So that basically satisfy the conditions. That's why you can call them a binary tree. So if T is empty, then you can call that T is that tree is binary tree. If T is not empty, its root node has two subtree TL and TR, and such TL and TR are also binary. That means, so you have a root node, and root node has at most two children. One is left children, another one is right children. Here we are saying TL and TR, and both TL and TR also satisfy the binary conditions. So what is the condition? So there is no node that has more than two children. So if that TL and TR are binary trees, then you can call them a whole tree is a binary tree. So if you go to the previous example, this one, whether this one is a binary tree or not. Okay, so we start from the root node, and root node it's not an empty tree, so we can calculate we can check that whether the tree is a binary tree or not. So we start with the root. The root has two children, so root has no more than two children, so we can call that this portion satisfy the binary tree conditions, so it doesn't have more than two children. Now we need to check that whether those children also satisfy the binary condition not. Okay, so these children doesn't have any these subtree doesn't have any children, so you can call them a binary tree because it doesn't have more than two children of wolf. So now we check these children. So this cat doesn't have more than two children because it has only one child, so you can call them cat, also satisfy the binary condition. Now you can check canine also. Canine doesn't have more than two children because it doesn't have any children, so you can call that this is also satisfy the binary conditions. Now you can see that every node in this tree satisfy the binary tree condition, so the whole tree is a binary tree. So binary tree is something that if T is empty, then you call that a binary tree. And if T is not empty, then its root node has two subtree, at most two subtree TL and TR, and so such that TL and TR also satisfy the binary tree. So this is the binary tree definition. So now you can see these examples. Dog has two children. Okay, cat and wolf. Cat has a two children, one child. Canine, this is empty. Canine doesn't have any child, so this is also satisfy the binary conditions. Wolf doesn't have any child, so wolf also satisfies the binary conditions. Then you can say that this whole tree is a binary tree. So expression tree, so but it's also a binary tree. What is expression tree? So for example, say in our program we have we have several expressions, and some expressions are, most of the expressions are arithmetical expressions are binary expressions, or relational expressions are also binary expressions. So what is binary expressions? Say for example, you know, uh, if a operator has two operand, you know, at most two operand, then you can call that expression as a binary expression. For examples, addition operator take two operands, say for example a plus b. So here a and b are operand, and plus is the operator. So here, so you can represent those expressions, binary expressions, in a binary tree. For examples, this is a arithmetic expression tree, which is a binary tree. You can see that a plus b, so plus is the operator, a and b are operand, so this is basically a binary tree. Now it get results, that results will be divided by c, so this is the result of this expression is one operand, and c is another operand, and this is operator, so this is another binary tree. Similarly, x plus y, x and y are operand, and plus is the operator, so you can see that this is a binary tree. So result of these expressions and result of these expression are two operands of this multiplication operators. So result will be multiplied with the result of this subtree, and you will get the results. So this is the how, you know, we can represent an expression tree using a binary tree. Some more definitions. So say for examples, so we know that we have seen tree and we have seen binary tree. So tree is called full binary tree if its all nodes have either two children or zero children. So we can call a tree if all nodes have either two children or zero children. So if you go to these tree, so these tree have, all node has either two children or zero children. You can see this node has two children, 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 this node has zero 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 children. So you can call this is a full binary tree. So a full binary tree is a binary tree but has some conditions. If all nodes have either two children or zero children, so that's why it's called full binary tree. So next one, a tree is called perfect binary tree, which is defined as a full binary tree of length n, and n is 3 with exactly 2 to the power n minus 1 7 node. That means so you can call a binary tree is a perfect binary tree if n is a number of node, and if you use that n number and you calculate using these equations, and you will get exactly, now n is the height of the tree, and if you use that height of the tree using these equations, and you will get the exact number of nodes in that tree. Say for example, if you go to the previous things, so what is the height of the tree? So we need to find out n first. So what is the height? Here n is the height of the tree. What is the height of the tree? In order to find height of the tree, we need to find out the longest path of the tree. What is the longest path of the tree? Say for example, this one is the longest path, and this one is also a longest path. So we can calculate one of them. So it has 1 2 3 4. So height of the tree is 4. So height of the tree is 4. Now if you use this, so n equal to 4, if you use n equal to 4 in these equations, then what is the, you know, so we can calculate in that way. So what I was saying that, so the perfect binary tree is kind of a, you know, binary tree, but it must be, satisfy this condition when we have n value. So this condition basically calculate the number of nodes in the tree. So when you calculate this one, and if you get the exact number of nodes in the tree, then you can say that this is a perfect binary tree. So we are talking about these trees, so we found that this one is a maximum path. So the maximum path, longest path is this one. What is the height of this tree? The height of the tree is 1 2 3 4. So we found that n value is a 4. Now if you assign that n value in this equation, how much you get? So you're getting the 2 to the power 4 minus 1, that basically giving you 15. So to here, so this example saying that n equal to 3. So this is, so but in our tree, so we have the height is 4, so we'll find 2 to the power n minus 1, that's basically a 15. So now 15 nodes, we should have 15 nodes in the tree. Now let's count the nodes: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So this tree has only 9 nodes, it doesn't have 15 nodes. Since it doesn't have a 15 nodes, so you cannot say this one is a perfect binary tree. So how do you call this one is a perfect binary tree? So for example, this node has another two nodes, two children, this node has another two children, and this node has another two children. So this node has two, this node has two, this node has two, so another six additional children, then you can have 15 children in this node, and in that case this this binary tree should have been, a perfect binary tree. So that basically saying that how do you find a perfect binary tree? So if it is a full binary tree, and you find the maximum longest path of that tree and find the height of that tree. After finding the height of the tree, that is the n value of the tree, and use that n value in these equations and count the number of nodes. Then if you find that number of nodes, then you can use that number of nodes and count the actual nodes in the tree. If you compare that two numbers are similar, then you can call them a perfect binary tree. Otherwise you can call them a non-perfect binary tree. Say for example, if you see one, examples of, binary tree examples, perfect binary tree examples. Say for examples, if you draw something, say, so you have this node, okay, so then you have this node, and you have this node, and you have this node, you have another node, you have another node, and you have another node. So this is another tree. So now you can, uh, connect everything. So this is another tree. Then you make a tree, okay, then okay, so now you have this tree, then you have, okay, then finally you have this tree. Now now what is the longest path of this tree? Say for example, so every path is the longest path. So if you count one of them, 1 2 3, so this is a 3. Height is a 3, n value is a height, so n equal to 3, n equal to 3. Now if you use that equations, 2 to the power n minus 1, so 2 to the power n means 2 to the power 3. So 3 is a 1 2 3, then minus 1, then you have 2 to the power 3 is equal to 8 minus 1, so equal to 7. So 7 is a number of nodes. So now you can count how many nodes you have: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So this number and this number is equal. That's why you can call this one is a perfect binary tree. So that basically is saying that this is the how you can call that this is a full, perfect binary tree. Now the last one is, a complete binary tree. A tree is called a complete binary tree, which is a perfect binary tree through level n minus 1 and the sum extra leaf node at level n, the tree height at towards the left. So that, how a complete binary tree, is a which is a perfect binary tree through level n minus 1. So if you go to the previous examples, so level n minus 1 means level n minus 1 is this one, level n is this one. So level n minus 1 is this one, level n is this one. So you're saying that up to level n minus 1 is a perfect binary tree. You can see that. So if you consider only these portions of the tree, and this portion has a height 1 2, 1 2 3, and if you calculate 2 to the power 3 minus 1, that basically gives 7. Then we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So this portion is a perfect binary tree. So up to level n minus 1 is a perfect binary tree, but at the level n you might have some additional node, but that should be the towards to the left side. Since this is not these additional nodes are not to the left side, so this is not a complete binary tree. This is not a perfect binary tree, this is not a complete binary tree, but this is a binary tree and it's a full binary tree. So how do you check that which one is a complete binary tree? So if you go to the this one, say for example you have another node, these portions here, and you have another branch here. Now you can say up to this level n minus 1, this is a perfect binary, but it has some additional node at a level n, but that is a towards the left side. So you can see that these nodes are the towards the left side. It's not something that you have another nodes over here. If another nodes over here, then this is not a complete binary. A complete binary is saying that you might have some additional node at a level n, at a level n, and up to level n minus 1 is a perfect binary, and at a level n you might have some additional nodes. Those are towards the left side. Those are towards this node, additional node is towards the left side of the tree. That's why it's a complete binary tree. So this is the idea of the complete binary tree. So we understand that you can have binary tree, and binary tree might have several differences, several categories. So full binary tree, perfect binary tree, and complete binary tree. And a general tree which doesn't have the restriction that each node tree has at most two subtree. That means the tree which is not a binary tree, you can call them a general tree. A node might have multiple, several children, so you can call them more than two children, then you can call them general tree. So in our previous first examples, if you go to the first examples, you can call these trees a general tree. It's not a binary tree. So this is all about basic terminology of the tree, and in the next slides we will talk about some more about some tree. So thank you very much for today.